welcome everyone to the Spiral Journey. This is Carmelle. Okay, can everybody hear us? Okay, we're good.
I think Linda, you want to if you're not using headphones, you just want to listen through the Skype. If you have the radio playing in the background,
she's muted.
Turn that off because we're getting the echo, perpetual echo.
Okay, you don't have to be muted anymore, Lynn. Okay, I'm so sorry, everybody. Hi, this is Carm. This is the Spiral Journey, as we said. Welcome to the newest show on the 5D Media Network. The intro music that you heard was The Orb. I just want to mention that, and that's the classic tune, Blue Room. Tonight, I am joined by lots of my friends here. Bob Wright is helping us out. You know him from the other 5D Media programs. The Transitioning, and he's on, also you can hear him on the One People on Monday night, The Transitioning on Saturday night. Which other, if you do another one? You do the Collective Imagination, Bob?
Yeah, the Collective Imagination, okay. The One People Radio, The Transitioning.
Okay. Yeah. So those who tuned into these programs here before know Bob really well, but we have some folks with us for our show from now on that you don't know. And we have Linda Wojcik and Geri Jones. You know Geri Jones, Jolly Geri with her poetry. Want to say hello, Geri?
Here I am. Hello there. Hello, everybody.
And Linda Wojcik. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Linda Wojcik, who is new to the 5D Media Network, and she has done radio with me earlier in the decade, and we've been wanting to get back to do it again and have fun that we used to have and do the work that we used to do with people online. And so welcome, Linda Wojcik.
Thank you, Carm. I'm very excited to be here with you again.
But it's fun to have you. Actually, it's fun to be here. As soon as I get over I can't believe we had echoes, I'm like, okay.
I thought it was quite cool, actually, but I didn't know if it was ever going to stop.
Kept repeating.
So, and Bob, thank you so much for babysitting us as we do this initial show.
Yes, thanks, Bob.
As you can see, we need babysitters.
Definitely do tonight. We want to say hello to everybody in the chat room. Thanks, everybody. Chitter chatter. We're gonna have an eye on the chat room.
Oh, hi everybody there. Maggie's here. Judy's here. RCC is here.
Nice to see you all here. One of the things we do want to do tonight before we get started and this initial show is to talk with Linda, since she's new, and we want to, Lynn, you've been. Talk about yourself. We know that you're an energetic healer by the description on the radio page, on our main page, but we want you to, give us a little essence of what you do and how you do it and some of the work that you've been doing for a while now.
Okay, I would love to do that. What I do is vibrational healing, and it has sort of created itself over the past 30 years because I have been doing this for 30 years, which really makes me dated. And when I started with the work that I do, it was on a very physical level. I worked with people who were having problems with digestion and candida, and got some great results because I'm very much into alternative healing modalities, homeopathy, flower essences. And as time went on, I graduated to the emotional body and learned how the emotions play a huge role in our physical manifestations. And as time went on, I started to realize if we had physical symptoms, they were almost always connected to emotional imbalances. So through the 30 years, it really has metamorphosed into teaching people how to vibrationally heal themselves. And my job really is to teach them how to heal themselves. And I think as we go through life, we do learn that I don't heal anybody, nor do I want to. But I'm very happy to teach you how to heal yourself because it's your job. If it's in your body, it's your stuff. You have to fix it. So that's kind of the work I do using kinesiology. And I call it spiritual intuitiveness. I work with both of those energies, and it's a lot of fun and very powerful, sometimes very scary because we go into layers we did not even know we had. But that's the work I do, and I hope I explained it properly.
Yeah, I think that I think you explained that really well. You also have written a book.
Yes, I have.
About your journey. Now, before I let you, and I do want you to talk about that, one of the things I do want to kind of mention to the readers now that I'm over that shock is that we wanted to do the spiral journey because we wanted to talk about personal healing, energetic essence, and our accountability to take our healing into our own hands. Mm-hmm. And we wanted to roundtable this and share our stories of, our success stories of how we use energetics, how we use vibration and frequency to heal ourselves. Bob is on the call tonight, and Bob is in the process of doing energetic healing. And I'm welcoming you, Bob, to come in and chat with us about this healing process and when we start telling our stories. So that's why we decided to get together and do a yin table of healing modalities and featuring vibrational modalities specifically. So Linda wrote a book, and what's the name of the book?
It's called Joshua's Lessons, Raising a Healthy Child in a Toxic World. And I think it's very powerful, and it's very simply written because I think we can complicate subjects sometimes, and I wanted to make sure everyone understood what I was trying to teach. But my son came to me chemically sensitive and dairy allergic, and I know that sometimes when I work with parents with these sensitive children, they're freaking out that it's overwhelming and it's too much, and I do understand because I do remember that. But they are our greatest teachers, and Joshua taught very, very beautifully me how to help these sensitive children get through a toxic world. And the first thing that I learned was that they have to have a completely supportive family. And the second thing I learned was that he had to be responsible and accountable to his own healing because I could not follow him around. And the outside world is detrimental to these children, but he learned how to work around it. And I was his greatest advocate. And I supported him every step of the way. And when people tried to get in his way, I gently learned to move them lovingly out of his way. And so together, we learned some very powerful lessons, and his lessons are in the book, what he learned to do to keep himself healthy. And he's 30 today, and he continues on that path of making sure he's accountable for his health and moving toxins and chemicals out of his way. So he has a right to be healthy in a toxic world, and I believe every child does. And if I can just say that, I believe these children who are coming into the world, who are very, very sensitive, I believe most of them are here to teach us that it's not okay to poison our world, and it's not okay to poison our children. And I think we mothers could take that charge and say, enough. And I'm happy to be, one of the leaders in that role.
Yes, I've been privileged to watch the process. I've known you since Joshua was a little boy, and it was always very impressive. Your stick-to-itiveness regarding this was always very impressive, and you really you have to. If you're going to be paying attention, mm-hmm. It's hard to ignore when a child is suffering. Mm-hmm. And often when we bring them to allopathic medicine people, there's just more burden put on their little bodies. And the energies of the new babies that are coming through are it's much higher, they're much finer. And these children are developing in ways much faster than my children, your children actually did, and you and I did in the generation, before.
Mm-hmm.
So that's wonderful. I know we have some callers here, and the number to call in if you would like to ask questions and join our conversation and share a healing story is 646-716-4598. Jolly Jerry, are you still there?
I'm still here, yes.
You're going to bring us some poetry tonight at the top of the hour, which is going to be fun. And you had a really interesting healing story that is common for people, and I would like you, if you wouldn't mind, do you want to share the story of your energetic process and how you healed your own physical issues?
Yes, I could. It's kind of a long story, but I'll try and shorten it a little bit. I spent many years back from age around 20, right through until I was 39, in a place where I found myself I lost myself. I allowed myself to be taken for granted, used, abused, and I gave my power away to this other person. I went to, as many people know, I work with horses, and I went to improve my riding skills and my care for horses knowledge. And this trainer was very, very good at teaching and all of that, but she wasn't very good with other people. It turns out, years later, I learned that she was a person that was very needy and very wounded herself, but she took people to do the things that she couldn't do or didn't want to do, and she'd like to manipulate people. And over the years, I didn't really realize it was happening to me. I just, stopped being me because I was criticized and told to shut up and, told to hurry up and where have you been and what have you been doing. And I just spent my life just sort of being in a hurry and making up excuses where I'd been and what I'd been doing. And I had actually been always doing some work, but it was never quick enough. So I spent a whole life of just run, hop, skip, jump, Jerry, jump through this hoop, stand on your head, do this, do that, do the other. And I just got to the point I believed that I was stuck there. It's very hard for me to look back on it and say, why didn't I just walk away? It's hard for me to understand why I didn't just walk away. But at the time, I truly believed I was stuck there. There was no way out of this situation unless this woman died, which, as much as I was miserable, I wasn't about to be responsible for that. So anyway, I stuck it out, and I stuck it out, and I stuck it out until eventually one day I woke up and I said to myself, well, I might as well not be alive as living this existence, because all I did was eat, sleep, work. More like work. Eat, sleep, actually, work, 365 days a year. 2 short vacations during the 18 and a half years I was there. At the beginning, I did quite well. I was a golden girl and I could please this woman. But when I got to the end, I got to the point I couldn't. So I finally got the courage up to get away from that environment. I had to have a big, meeting with this woman, and I was very frightened to speak my truth. I never had done over those years. There was many times I wanted to talk to her and say I wanted to leave, but I was too frightened, and I wouldn't. And I know when I go to speak to somebody about my truth, I cry and blubber, and I used to. I'm a lot better now, and so I wouldn't go there. But eventually, I woke up this day and I said, I've got to go there. So it took me a week or more to get up the courage to have this conversation. I had the conversation. It was horrible, but I had it and got away with it. I got in my bed that night and I lay there. My heart was ramming out of my chest. And I said, if I don't get out now, I'll never get out. I'll be here for the rest of my life. So it took a while to get out of there. The next morning I woke up and it was as if nothing had ever happened. But I got out of there. In the year 2000, in July 22nd, 2000, and I came to America. And interestingly, I walked into a job where the manager was very similar, was very abrasive, sort of bossy and that sort of thing. And I thought, why the hell? I've got away from this one woman, I've walked into another. Well, I attract what I believed I deserved. anyway, another long story short, I got out of there and I found myself to an energy healer, I would call him. He's actually a chiropractor, but he does lots of Chinese medicine, and he helped me a lot. At this point, here's the finished physical manifestation I haven't mentioned. When I came to America and I got away from that life, I manifested skin ulcers on my face, all on my chin, completely all below my mouth, just to the bottom of my cheeks and on my chin. And they were very, very sore, unpleasant, ugly. It hurt my ego. I was miserable with it, but I sort of kept going through life, and I felt like I could survive it, but I really didn't like it. One morning I woke up and you'd imagine glue had been poured across my chin. It was so sticky and oozy and nasty. I was driven at that point to go to a dermatologist. I have never believed in Western medicine. As a child, I knew somehow, I had a knowing that my body could heal itself, and I always was healthy. And I had believed this skin thing would heal itself up, because everything it always had, but it didn't, and it didn't, and it didn't. And by the time I got away from this job and the unkind person, and I got to a very wonderfully kind person, and she directed me to this energy healer, and he helped me a lot, but it just wouldn't go away. And one time, this story's too long. Do you want me to keep putting in the pieces, or shall I?
No, I think that if you can skip on to the part where you actually took your responsibility.
So, well, this lovely energy healer, he helped me a lot, but it wasn't getting better, and another event happened, and it kind of worsened. And he said to me, "Would you go and talk to somebody about this?" And I said, I don't know, I had that attitude at that point, I'm British, I don't have any emotions, and I've got the stiff upper lip, and nothing wrong with my mind, and that sort of thing. But I thought about it, and I thought, well, I don't know. So I wrote this to a shaman. It's an English lady who'd been in America for 30 years, and she did all sorts of shamanism. And I went to her, she told me to get one of the second think about
Bob?
Okay. Oh, we've got the BTR host again.
Okay.
Hello. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Can anybody hear us?
I can hear you, Geri.
Okay. It looks like everybody's still in the chat room. Wow.
Well, they're there, but can they hear us?
Can you hear us now?
In the chat? Hello. No, they're not saying yes yet.
Okay, so are we can.
Oh, they're here again.
Good. Okay.
Yay.
Phew, Geri.
Okay. Oh, phew.
So, Geri, you left off. They want to hear the rest of your story.
Right. So I'll try
Sorry
to
about
keep
that,
it
everybody.
short, because it's a terribly long story. So anyway, I went quite a while trying to solve this manifestation on my face. It was very uncomfortable and very hard to live with, but I did. So after several months and eventually a couple of years later, I went back to the shaman. And between us, been through various processes myself, and between us, we decided that I needed to do a Ho'oponopono forgiveness ceremony. Some people have heard of Ho'oponopono, and we all say, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. And it's got there's lots of great stories about Ho'oponopono. So I did the ceremony, and the ceremony was quite involved, and it meant addressing our ancestors and all sorts of people. There was things like saying, if my family or the families, all the people we are related to, ancestors of everyone, if anyone has offended you or offended us in thought, word, deeds or actions from the beginnings of our creation to the present, humbly, 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 I ask you for forgiveness. It was a long lot of stuff I had to read out together with my shaman. So we read through this whole thing, and we had to write a list of everybody that we could think of. We both did it together, that we could think of that we needed to forgive, including ourselves. And we went through the whole thing of chanting out all these various things: cleanse, purify, and transmute all these unwanted negative energies into pure light. Erase completely their cause, core, memory, and the record. And it went on and on. Set us all free. Lots of amazing stuff. So we got to the end and we burned the lists and let it all go. And I sat there really feeling a release as we burned the lists and went through the final parts of the ceremony. I sat there and I started crying, but this time it was with joy. And after a little while, I got up and I went out and I got in my car and I started to drive home. Well, up until this point, the ulcers had really become just like little spots or areas of skin where the skin would be very, very thin and tender on my face. It would be active, always active. And if one part would heal up, another spot would pop up. There was always something. And this was 7 years I'd been going through this. Well, on the drive home, I started to think, oh, my face feels a bit calmer. By the time I got home, sure enough, there was not one active feeling on my face. I could feel a couple of little abrasions where I'd had the spots. At this point, it wasn't anything like as bad as it had been. But during the drive home, the activity that had been continuously in my chin for 7 years cleared up. And within a week or so, the actual skin healed. And this was forgiveness that healed me. And I fully believe that it was the forgiveness, along with all the other things I did along the way, but the forgiveness was the final release for me for this. And I fully believe that if I didn't have such strong beliefs about my body being healthy and that it could heal itself, I could well have manifested this as cancer. But I had such strong beliefs. I've been strong. I refused to be ill my whole life. I refused to be sick. If I had a sore, I was limping or anything, I always refused to admit to it, and I would just keep going until it healed, and it did. But this one needed more. It needed my emotional healing. It needed me to forgive, and I forgave. And ever since that day, I'll do the ceremony every so often just to keep things right. But I swear, on that drive home, and I had never in 7 years had my entire chin calm, and it would be at least one spot would be sore or active. And on the way home, it deactivated, and within a week, and it's never come back the same. I've had a few little breakouts, and I usually can associate with some emotional kind of upset, but never that again. And you can see the scar. Oh, sorry, I'm hitting my microphone. You can see the scars on my chin still now, but it's healed, it's calm, and it's done.
So you peel that layer off, and you're not going back there again.
No, I'm not. I forgive forever. I will never hold a grudge. I will never be. I can have little moments of, upset and anger like everybody else, but I'll never hold it ever. Never. For any length of time. Just let it come, let it go, feel it. That's it, done, gone. No more holding.
Geri, that's such a powerful story that you shared. I think it's really amazing that, when we need help, and you had someone who helped and supported you through that. But people who even manifest, you have like many, many cold sores all over the place. And people who manifest cold sores, the energy behind that is what I call very agrimony energy. Agrimony is a flower essence, and they're people who suppress their truth, who are not allowed to, who won't speak the truth because they're afraid to disappoint or hurt.
That was me.
Feeling.
Because before I actually got this really terrible edition of it, I had cold sores on and off all the time.
You were just at such an extreme. And the other thing I wanted to say, I have learned that if you hurt yourself, and I don't care if you get hit in the head or you bang your shin, and we are taught to, that hurts, that's killing me, and those words that we use. And what I have learned that if I put my hand over that spot that I have just hurt myself with, and I say, I am so sorry, I hurt myself, please forgive me, that energy moves in seconds.
I love that.
And it is beautiful, and we
Thank you,
forget
Linda.
how to use those powerful words on a day-to-day. It's not just the big stuff. Let's catch it with the little stuff before it turns into the elephant in the room that we can't deny.
Yeah, wow, I love that. That's really cool.
Very powerful. And I've done it with other people who have gotten very, very hurt, put my hand over it and had them say those words. And it's like we are magical beings. I truly believe that. We are magical. We
are.
A lot of fun.
Wow.
That's wonderful. I mean, when we hear stories like this, it's so encouraging. It's important for us to listen to the stories of other people who are healing around us, and also to listen to some of the struggles that they're having. You know, as we observe somebody struggling outside of us, we realize that there's a part of ourselves that is having this very same struggle. You know, that there's that reflection of somebody living a piece of your life, a piece of your beliefs. I know that Bob is here. Bob, are you here?
I am.
Yes? Can I invite you to come and talk about the healing and the energy that you work with to help you heal through your process?
Sure. I could say a few words. When it comes to healing, when it comes to anything, any sort of dis-ease that's in the body, it's always related to some sort of dis-ease in your emotional state, in your state of being. And one of the things that you really need to do is understand what disease is telling you. How does having the disease make to your life?
Yeah, good idea.
Okay. Can everyone hear us? Yay or nay?
Not getting it yet. Can you hear us?
Anyone out there can hear us?
Jerry's writing.
Did I do that?
Jerry's writing a Ho'oponopono. I love it.
Judy says do Ho'oponopono. That was a really good idea.
Yeah, we're back on.
But no sound for me yet, Christine. Can you refresh?
This is weird, huh?
No one can hear?
Yeah, try. Maybe if they can try refresh. That'd probably work.
Linda, you're back?
I
can't hear her, though.
Let me add Linda.
This guy has been holding on. He called back again, whoever this was.
You're going to have to add Linda, Carmelle.
Okay, let me see what I can do.
Can you hear us? Christine says yes, I think.
Can we hear?
I hear you. On for he, I hear you. Christine's typing fingers. Okay, she refreshed and the sound is here.
Okay, because everybody else can hear us? This is so strange.
Christine can hear us anyway.
Everybody got, it looks like everybody got bumped off. Okay.
Cool. All right, good. Right, Bob, it was you.
Bob, you were talking about, your energy.
Yeah, it was brilliant too.
Okay, I don't know. I'll start all over again.
Wonderful.
Whenever you're dealing with any sort of dis-ease that's in the body, it is always attached to some sort of dis-ease in your emotional body. And whatever it is, there's going to be a feeling. You need to understand that correlation. What it is that the disease is telling you. What is it related to? Because there's going to be a certain feeling that having that disease is going to make you feel. It may make you feel helpless. It may make you feel cheated. It may make you feel a certain type of way. And you go back into your life experience, and you're going to find some sort of drama or trauma that has that exact vibration. And once you make the connection, you understand from whence forth the disease sprang from. And you work on clearing that emotional state. Forgiveness is unbelievably powerful in releasing drama, trauma, guilt, angst. And once that is released, then you understand that there's no need anymore for the disease to be there. There's nothing for it to hold on to. That vibration now, that line has been severed, and so therefore the body can now do what it's supposed to, and it will heal itself. And understanding how the mechanism works builds confidence, because I do this, with all kinds of issues. You can heal just about anything. But there's another important thing that I've also come to realize. A lot of times, if you get a cold or a flu or something like that, it is not always a problem. Sometimes it's just a recalibration. But if you've got something that is chronic, if you constantly are getting, everything that comes down the pipe, you're getting, it's possible that it's attached to a feeling of vulnerability.
Yes. Yeah.
And all of these things, they are absolutely related. So the more your emotional field is clear, the less sick you will become. I know people who have gone years, decades, without ever getting so much as a sniffle. And it's just because of the way that they've been able to live and see their lives, and able to, live freely without having any of those residual energies that manifest as disease in your body, the pain, the suffering, the guilt, the angst, the anxiety, the resentment, the anger. All of these things, they don't just stay in your emotional field. They will affect you. It's all related.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, everybody has had the examples where they had a disturbing event in their life, and the next thing you know, they were coming down with a cold or a flu, or they blew out their back or something like that. So let me try to get Linda back into the call, Bob, and I can't do that.
Bob, Christine has asked on the chat, could you go back to when the disease showed up? Do you have any, you're not sure what caused your whole thing to start up completely, or do you have any kind of thing to add to?
He may be gone. Did he go away?
Manifest.
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay, there he is. Okay. Oh, I know. He's trying to get Linda back on.
Yeah, I was trying to get Linda back on.
Okay. So I think I see that she's trying to come back up again.
I can't add her because she is not in my contact list. And I sent her a request, so if she can hear, if she accepts my request, then I can add her to the call.
Yes, somebody wrote, it's all in our heads. We manifest it. Everything is in your head. Everything that's going on around you is in your own mind. And that includes your physical status and your social status and your political status. All of that stuff is it's part of the illusion. It's part of the trip. Y'all have been really wonderful. We're going to try to get Linda back up here because she's a wealth of information regarding energetic healing, etc., and taking responsibility for that and finding out how that all unfolds layer at a time in a homeopathic sense. So if you can bear with me, I think I would like to take a call. Let's see if we can get a caller. We've had somebody on hold here for a very long time, and I'm going to just jump in here and interrupt it so we can get the whole gang together. And we're looking at area code 805. Area code 805, is that you? Hello, 805? Hello?
I can hear a lot of wind.
Yeah, Geri.
That's me. I meant to.
Okay, so that one we're not hearing. Hello? Area code 303. Hello?
Hello, I'm 303.
Hi. Oh, hi. Hi. Thank you for your patience.
We have a lot of stuff going on tonight as far as the, losing the call, not being able to hear. I mean, it's really kind of screwed up. But I'm a homeopath for years, so I'm right on. I just pressed the 1 because I wasn't coming on. So I pressed the 1 because I wanted to make sure I got on the call. Now I don't really have to say anything. I just want to listen, so I'll just, unless you have a comment.
No. I was just checking in to see because people have been hanging on for so long here. We just wanted to catch up while we were trying to get the rest of our act together.
Yes, I'm really. Last night was so fabulous. I just can't wait to hear some more really amazing things. I'm just totally excited about everything that's happening. And you guys are fabulous. And without you, you would still feel like there was no hope. You have given us so much hope.
Oh, that's really wonderful, and I am a reflection of you, so thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Okay, if you need to take anybody else.
Okay, thanks for calling.
Okay, thank you, dear. Thanks.
Okay. Are we still there? Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
I'm still here.
You still there? Oh,
I'm still here.
Is Bob still here?
Bob?
I'm still here.
Yes,
okay.
He's still here.
Oh, man. This is so bizarre. Talk about energy, huh?
Yeah, so here's Linda.
Is she back?
So we've got somebody on our chat who is often on the chat, and I've made good friends with her, Christine. She lives in Arizona, and she has manifested a cancer. And I would love for maybe Linda to talk her through a bit of this. She mentioned there that her mum got Alzheimer's, and since that, she manifested the cancer. So I wonder if we could chat through that.
I would love to chat with her and get more information. I'm just back, so I kind of missed a few things. So
yes, yeah. Well, you haven't missed anything,
okay.
to miss for this anyway. But I've been trying to help her a little bit, get her some natural healing stuff. She's definitely not got a lot of money to, spend on stuff like that. But I just wonder if maybe you could help her. I wonder if Christine could call in. It would be really brilliant if she could. But she's definitely, going through some things. She's here on the chat, and if necessary, she can type and I can talk. So, yes, Christine, if you could put in some questions or whatever, or can you call in?
While we're waiting, do you know what type of cancer she has manifested?
It's anal cancer.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to get her phone, and it would be interesting to see if she's going to call in. It would be really brilliant. But if somebody wants to talk about something else while we are trying to connect with her, it would be great.
Well, can I give you some information while we're waiting for her?
Yes.
I can only give information. I certainly don't, can't help fix her anything. But When you're dealing with anal cancer, it's very first chakra. The small and large intestines down is the first chakra. It's the bladder, the small and large intestines, and the lower extremities, starting from the tailbone, hips, knees, ankles, and toes. And the first chakra is one. Carmelle can speak to the number one, but all about me. It's about me, separate, individual, unique, weird, my differences from everyone else. And in a healthy first chakra, what we want to remember is if we're going to have a healthy first chakra, I am responsible for my choices. I need to be happy with my choices, no one else's. I need to meet the needs of my choices. And at the end of the day, I need to be proud of who I am. And so if there's any shame or guilt or regrets, other energies held in the first chakra, huge disappointments, and the small and large intestines attached to all those body parts are all connected to impatience. Impatience people they're waiting for someone to understand who they are, and they get angry because they are not understood. People, usually with that first chakra, the family doesn't know how to love that first chakra individual, and their impatience comes from the need to quickly want to be loved. So, that's the kind of information I can give her as far as what that energy could be attached to, and she would have to look at herself and begin from that first chakra up, trying to, fix her own sacred space. And what does make me happy? How can I clean that space up? What do I want to decorate it with? Who do I want to be separate from anyone else? That's where I would begin with that energy.
She'll call you in 1 second. We're just giving her the number.
Yeah, that's great. And she had mentioned that she was healthy until her mother manifested Alzheimer's, and I guess Christine maybe had to help her. And maybe that's when the issues about, not maybe caring for herself enough might have come up. That I asked her what her area code is. I don't know what that is, but she's working on it. We've got the number up, so hopefully.
Right, the number for callers is 646-716-4598. 4598.
You know how long ago she actually manifested this cancer?
Actually, I don't. I don't know how long ago it was.
Okay.
Yeah, hopefully she's going to get in. Hopefully she's probably running around trying to get her phone sorted out to work.
520, you're on the air.
Hi.
Hi, who's this?
It's Christine.
Yay, wonderful.
Yes.
Yay.
Okay, I get to hear your voice now, Christine.
You definitely do.
Cool.
Yeah, and I remembered to turn the show down, or off, actually.
That'd be great. Cool.
Thank you all for hanging in there. It's wonderful that you got through, Christine. This is a great conversation.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Linda. You guys can chew it up there.
Okay, chew it up.
Did you hear what we were talking about while you were trying to get the phone? About the first chakra?
Yeah, I had to walk to the other room.
Okay, so, if you're developing in that first chakra, that's very first chakra energy. And the first chakra really speaks to me, individual, separate, unique from everyone else. And, in order to heal, we have to have a healthy first chakra foundation, my truth, who I am. And there are 4 very important energies attached to a healthy first chakra. And the first one is that we have to come to realization that I am responsible for my choices, no one else's. So it has to separate from other people's choices and energy. Secondly, that I need to be happy with my choices if I'm going to have a healthy foundation. I can't keep making choices that I'm disappointed in. And first chakra people out of balance tend to be very disappointed with their choices. Thirdly, I have to be proud of who I am at the end of every day. And a lot of times when the first chakra is out of balance, there's a lot of shame and guilt and regrets. And those people live in that energy. So they're disappointed, then they feel guilty, and then they're ashamed. And those small and large intestines are very part of that first chakra energy, and they hold the energy of impatience. These people tend to be very impatient. They need things to be done quickly. And what if you dig deep enough into impatience energy, what you really find is that the impatience means I'm waiting for something to happen, it's not happening, and I'm mad about it. And the truth about the first chakra individual, I'm waiting for my family to understand and love me, it's not happening, and I'm angry about it. So if you can look at you and understand how this energy is affecting you in that first chakra realm, and I understand that this manifested when your mom was ill.
Actually, what happened was in '08, I lost my home to an illegal foreclosure. I also lost my craft business of 42 years because I had no place to produce my tie-dye clothing. And I did other things, but it wasn't enough. Tie-dye is what carried me. And then I went through a process of getting on SSI and getting some other things taken care of. And I had to leave where I was staying because we had an agreement that as soon as I got on that and got everything going that I would find another place. And I asked Mom if I could come and just spend a few weeks or a month maybe with her and then find a place to live. But I never had a chance to process all those losses. And the day I arrived at Mom's house, the woman who greeted me was not my mom. And I was exhausted, and it just went downhill from there. I developed IBS. I developed that kind of acid reflux that takes your breath away, and also a very irregular heartbeat. And it ended with Mother going into assisted living, not telling me anything, and sending the police to put me on the streets. So you couple all that together. And honestly, the 15 months I took care of Mom, I was a wreck. I actually planned suicide, but I had my animals there, and I tell you, my animals kept me going.
Yeah, it's been speak to Geri.
See how this all relates then to that very first chakra. Everything that was your truth, you, has fallen apart, and there I go to my mom's, and I'm still waiting for my mom to greet me. My mom didn't greet me. So the energy is so tight, and you even said it was not enough. The first shock, it's never enough. We're out of balance. It's never enough.
Right.
And so to heal, you've got to really dig into that first chakra energy.
Yeah. Well, ever since I was diagnosed, I have been extremely positive about this. I ran out of one of my supplements. It was the Complete Omegas 3, 6, and 9. And it's 3 weeks after I ran out of it, this tumor went crazy. And I don't know if Geri told you, but it's an anal tumor. It's, almost on the outside. But, that's, and it makes all perfect sense to me. And I have forgiven Mom because it wasn't really Mom anyway, but I had to go through that. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me and thank you. And I see her as often as I can. She's probably near transitioning. She started to pick up a little bit again. So I saw her yesterday, and she can't talk anymore, but we did kisses, and she actually kissed me back. So it was a really beautiful situation. And so I've forgiven Mom. And I understand where I was at, and I don't know what else I can do other than, I don't know what else to do.
Can I?
When my body went crazy and the tumor started growing, I kind of flipped out a little bit. Not radically, but enough.
Yeah.
So, Geri knows a lot about that. So.
Tumors are concentrated hate, and that's exactly what the body collecting all that hate, and it's there at the bottom, probably waiting to be discharged. Then you said, I love you, I'm sorry. The next word you need to say, I believe, would be, I love me, and I am sorry.
Right.
Any pain I have caused myself.
If you knew me, you would know that I'm a very strong person. Hi, Bob.
Hi, Christine. You mentioned that you flipped out when you heard about the cancer.
No.
Can you go more into that?
Last week I flipped out because the cancer began to hemorrhage. The tumor began to hemorrhage, and I couldn't stop it. But when I was diagnosed, honestly, I went through all those emotions in about 2 weeks, and I said, to hell with it. I'm not going with this AMA. You know what? It kills more people than it heals. I'm not going there. I will figure out a way to do this, So I did tons of research and got on the supplements, talked to a nutritional doctor, and I actually shrunk the tumor. What was it? 6 months later, they diagnosed it as being smaller than it was originally. So
Wonderful.
my flip out, Bob, was really when it started to hemorrhage, and I couldn't stop it.
Mm-hmm. That's scary.
And what has happened since then, when it's hemorrhaged and you couldn't stop it? Then what?
Okay, I am so blessed because I'm connected to a holistic doctor in Australia and also another lady who worked in a cancer clinic for 5 years. Mm-hmm. I was not able to get a hold of Ada, so I got a hold of Leanne, and she talked me through this, and we figured out that since I was having so much pain with the growing of the tumor, that I was taking just my stored brand of Tylenol, but it was thinning my blood, and because that's a very vascular area there, it was causing it to bleed with, anything, having a bowel movement made it just hemorrhage. Yep. It was horrible, so, yeah. It's fine.
Christine,
I need to stop. Yes.
What state are you in?
Arizona.
I was diagnosed in August of 2011, stage 1.
No, state. What state?
What state do you live in?
As a matter of fact, in the Tucson, Arizona.
Tucson, Arizona?
Mm-hmm.
Because with a condition like yours, juiced hemp.
That's what we're going for.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
We're working on it.
Juiced hemp.
Mm-hmm.
That will really, really, really help. And it won't get you high.
Yeah, that's what we've been trying to get, the cannabis oil, in fact, wasn't it? We were trying to...
I signed up for CannaMed, but I have not heard a word from them yet.
We've got to get this.
Is medical marijuana legal in your state?
Yes.
Okay.
She's trying to get it. She's signed up and everything, and they're not coming back to her.
Mm.
So I'm probably going to have to get back in touch with them.
Yeah. But if not, we're going to make some. I've got a plan already. If she can't get it, we know where to get some.
Listen, I wouldn't dare make it here.
We're going to make it if necessary. I'm telling you.
Well, and it is important.
But there's one thing I wanted to talk to you, Christine, about.
Yes.
I'm sensing that you're harboring a lot of resentment.
Yeah, that's going to be dealt with as well.
To Mom?
Yeah, Linda, you...
Uh-huh.
Are you meaning Go ahead.
Is there any resentment that comes to mind, or dealing with resentment?
I had resentment for a while, Bob, because while I was in the middle of this, I remembered that my brother and I were both molested by our father, and that Mother knew because she walked in on it and didn't do anything about it. Mm-hmm. But I came to a realization that I had to let that go, and it was through the shows and all the things that we've said, and you guys have said, on all the different shows and everything. I just have to let this go. And my father, I forgave him. I went through the whole process. I kept doing it because it kept coming up, and then it was easy to forgive Mom, maybe because of the state she's in now. But it really was easy, and I thought I was harboring still some stuff until the first time I got to go see her, and it just melted away. It just was gone.
And are you sure? Have you completely forgiven yourself?
That's what I get, Bob.
Yeah.
You know what? I haven't actually worked on forgiving myself.
Yeah.
I'm working on forgiving everybody else.
Christine, I think maybe we should do the Ho'oponopono ceremony sometime. Even over the phone, we could do it together or something, couldn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And EFT also works very, very well.
Mm-hmm. I love EFT.
EFT?
Yeah.
Yes.
Emotional freedom technique.
Mm-hmm.
You can find many fine samples of that on YouTube. People will walk you through it. There's lots of scripts there. There's organizations that'll help you with it. That's a good place to start.
The other thing, Christine, you could use very easily that you could use to help open some of these doorways of the self-hatred that need to be open is the flower essence agrimony. It's not going to fix your cancer, but it's going to open up doorways that have been shut to allow you to go in to help heal these things, then recognize where these things are hidden. And flowers are magical little tools, and they do take us to the pains of our past that need to be dealt with.
Okay.
Yeah. Got to find the cause. Really, at the end of the day, that's what I always say. Is basically we can treat our bodies, but you got to find the cause first, then treat the body.
Right.
You can maintain the body, but really you've got to find the cause, remove the cause. When you remove the cause, that's my story tells that alone. I remove the cause. Instant healing. So.
Well, I've always been very healthy, so up until this.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Well, so was I. I mean,
very
mine wasn't
healthy.
as bad as yours, but the same sort of thing. And once you find the cause, it can take a long time, and you can say, oh no, I'm not resentful. I thought I was fine. I got away from that situation, and I was like, I'm free now. I'm good to go. I'm fine. And with the whole thing with the skin thing, people were like, well, you must be stressed. I'm like, how can I be stressed? I'm the happiest I've been in like years. I'm free from that, control. I'm fine. I'm great. But I had all that stuff inside of me that needed letting go of. And I couldn't heal until I let it go.
That's the beauty of the physical body, is that we can deny our thoughts, we can deny our feelings, we can deny everything, but we cannot deny rashes and pains and cancer. We can't deny them. And the physical body now is screaming, saying, I'm not letting you deny it anymore.
That's why mine put it on my face. It said, Geri, you have to do
it. Oops. Yeah, I can't see mine.
You can't hide from this. You can't hide from it, Geri. You got to deal with it.
Yeah.
There are certain foods the agrimony personality type will crave to feed these emotions so they don't feel them. And they are the caffeine and the chocolate and the white sugar and the refined carbs and the extra salty foods, because that will...
Well, I don't do any of that, believe me.
Good. That's great. Glad to hear that.
I'm on a specific protocol, and I had to eliminate dairy. I don't do sugar. I just one teaspoon in my double mug cup of coffee in the morning. That's it. But I'm having to go with stevia and stay away from all that sort of stuff.
Did you just say coffee?
I know. I don't wake up without my coffee.
But this is how we lie to ourselves, and the physical body cells will respond to that lie. And we don't realize we're lying, but we are. And truly, if you really want to heal, you can give that. It's either coffee or healing. Coffee or healing. Let me coffee.
Yeah. There I go again.
Okay, I'll go for healing. Thank you very much. I'm going for healing.
Yeah, you go for it, girl. You go.
You can't tell
all the way.
I want to heal, but I can't give up my coffee. Then you just lied to yourself, and that's what part of that whole energy is saying, you're not loving me. You are choosing caffeine over me.
Does anyone else have a magical thing to wake me up? Because I'm the person that just, I could go the whole day asleep if I don't have coffee. So what else can we do?
There's some great herbs out there, aren't they?
And I would start with a piece of fruit in the morning. Instead of your coffee, have a really good piece of organic fruit.
And some tea. Some tea. You want to use some natural tea. I have fruit
in the Budwigs. It's the cottage cheese with the flaxseed oil. And then you add fruit to that because that's pretty bitter stuff until you add the fruit. And so that's what I start with. And the thing of it is that keeps me full for at least till dinner time. I just am not hungry. Yeah. It's Ada. Ada came up with that one. It's the Budwig, BUDWIG protocol.
Yep.
BUDWIG.
Right.
Okay.
That sounds good.
We'll check that out.
Ada's been very helpful.
So you're thinking about dumping the coffee now, right, Christine? You're thinking about that. You're going to ponder it. You're going to talk to yourself. You're going to have a loving and gentle conversation with yourself and be nice to yourself while you do it. Because
There
you
go.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good with myself. It's just but obviously I've missed something, so that will be addressed.
And the other thing is, you say that keeps you full till dinner, but if you're having an energy drain at some point, it might be appropriate to just add a piece of fruit at that time to bring those levels up again. And because you might be denying yourself something. Agrimonies energetically are great deniers of their own needs. They really, really are. And they're fine. Everything's fine, right, Geri?
Yeah.
Yes, great for that.
I'm fine.
Really, I'm fine.
They're professionals.
Don't have any emotions. I'm fine.
Yeah. But then that's, it's not the truth. It's just not the truth. And the first chakra is about my truth, and you've got to really be honest with yourself. That's what agrimony will do, the flower essence. It's going to open these doors and say, you are lying, and I want you to see it. And go, God, I just lied again.
Okie dokie. And so my little event last week was the screaming of, do this now.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, your body's having a tantrum.
Yep, exactly. Scary tantrum.
Yes, they are. But it's really funny. Scared straight, man.
Exactly.
You go, whoa. And I've been accused of using this word too much, but the point is, we need to take responsibility. Mm-hmm. We really need to be mindful of our now presence and the safety and the nurturance that comes from the all that is, one now at a time. And I find it easier when I just stop. When I do these things, Christine, everybody I know does these things too. We all have our own. We all have our own twitch, But finding finding a trick to help you to just stop and find a moment of peace. Just grab one moment. And that moment will split into 2 moments. And that moment will split into 4 moments. And before you know it, you've got an hour.
Snowball.
And in that is so much healing. The tapping is wonderful. I mean, really wonderful. I was
stopped
tapping
doing
this morning
it,
in
but
the
I was
car.
doing it a while ago. Yeah, I was doing that a while ago. So I should start that up again.
And Christine, remember, as much as you dearly, dearly love those 4-legged friends you have there who saved your life, but remember, if you don't look after you, who's going to look after them? So you give that bit of time to you. First thing in the morning is a really great time to give yourself that me time, even if it's only 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I give myself an hour at least. Sometimes I'm longer. Yeah. That's when I write my poetry. I give that time to me. Let them. They can be there with you. Share with them. But it's about you. At that moment, you've got to give yourself that moment to respect yourself, and then give to them.
Mm-hmm. Flow.
Another really important thing with this that first chakra personality. Listen to your words when you're saying, "I should do that." "Oh, I could do that." I will. I'm gonna. And you listen to those words, and that's when you need to say, if I should do it or I will do it, I'm doing it now.
Right.
Agrimonies are always in the past or they're the future, and I hear it all the time, but they don't do it for some reason. Go do it. They don't take care of their needs. Mm-hmm. They don't.
I'm doing it.
I'm doing it now. I am. That's very
important.
I am.
Right. I am. Yes.
So listen
to
the words. You'll find you say them often, I bet, and you don't even notice.
I've been working with
I catch myself most of the time, but every once in a while I do still slip up.
Sure.
You'll slip up.
One more style isn't bad. It's one of her today.
Loving that. I've been working with a pre-paving for a few years. Pre-paving is the setting forth of your intentions, using the things that you're really wanting to attract to yourself. When we use our words and we're spewing, when we're slipping, we're spewing things that we don't want because we're saying, I don't want that. And, the surest way to get what you don't want is to continue to speak of it, keep it in your mind because that's the law. Your mind is attracting your energy frequency is attracting what you're wanting to you. So the prepaid that I have evolved into for myself, and, prepaids can change every day. You're wanting something different every day. You're feeling something different every day. So often I often start the pre-pave before I even get my head up from underneath the pillow. I will go, okay, let's go. Let's start this. What am I wanting today? And with love, asking yourself to cooperate, knowing that it's going to be taken care of. But I've morphed recently to, instead of saying no matter where I am, no matter what I'm doing, and no matter who I'm with, it's my dominant intention to look for and allow the joyful and uplifting things I'm wanting in my life. That's kind of a blanket, it's kind of an antibiotic, broad spectrum antibiotic, right? It kind of covers everything.
Right.
And from there, I take the next step. I get a little bit more specific, and then I'll say, and it is also my intention to attract to me only those beings, both physical and non-physical, that are in harmony with that joyful expansion in co-creative exuberance. And I want to attract people to come to me who are going to mirror love and mirror joy to me. And it works, it does work. You have to be very patient and have a sense of knowing that all you have to do is ask and then sit still and let the cosmos work its magic and bring those people right to you. And then, go back to the first statement. You want to see it, and you want to allow it. So repeating, finding a pre-pave, finding the words, finding a way to express yourself, your real desires, what you are wanting, and keeping that in your focus.
Well, you know exactly what we could do, Christine. You could jot down all the things that you really want to manifest, and I can make it into one of those poems. Remember the one, I feel it?
Oh, yeah.
I feel it, I know it, and all can see. There is no woman stronger than me. I speak my truth, I'm in my power. I feel it every minute of every hour. I feel it every hour of every day. I feel it strongly in every way. Remember that one? We could do a whole one like that.
Right.
It would be really powerful. And once you can learn them. This one it flows, and I can give the whole one out if you want. But with the rhyming thing seems to just make it easier to remember. Right. Just as Carmelle was talking about a pre-pave, then it was chanting in my head. I'm thinking, wait, which one is that? And I'm like, oh yeah, it's the I feel it one. And it's so easy to get those. Once you learn it, it just comes automatic. And you can find yourself, your subconscious chanting it then, and that's really powerful.
Right.
Oh, yeah. And I always do them out loud. Do them out loud. Because Yes.
It's very important to express it out loud, that reverberation, the frequency of your voice, manifesting. Right. And so, yes, the rhyming ones are anything that brings you joy, any trick, any way to get you to come back into presence, to come back into now is what you're going to want to hang on to. Make it a game. And Geri's poems are awesome. I did want to. I just wanted to say one thing. You said I am. We were talking about your first chakra. First chakra is one, and one is about I am. And so that's really important, I think, at this point, because of the area of your implosion, that you want to remember to say I am a lot. I am. Period. I am.
Right.
I exist.
I am.
And so the pre-pave that I had made for myself when I morphed it over, knowing that I am XYZ, knowing that I am XYZ, whatever it is you want. So make sure that you use the I think it's good to use the I am statement as much as possible. Geri, you have a new poem about a new word that we're going to use a lot. I do. The new word, I actually shared it with Judy's show last night because it felt very appropriate, and I really wanted to share this wonderful new word. The word is inflowment. And inflowment really means being in your flow, being in harmony, and I actually put a definition up somewhere, but it's being in harmony and balance with your forward motion. And you'll get the gist of what it means when I put it in the poem. So it's called inflowment. We have found ourselves in one wildly rare moment where we are now experiencing the perfect inflowment. To all open minds, it has become clear that the shift we've been awaiting is indeed here. Love is the answer, we've all heard it said. This sort of quotation rolls round in one's head. But love is truly the answer, and it can heal all.
Give love and receive it, and you will be well. Humanity's inflowment will help us find peace. All illness and dis-ease, this will release. It's time to be inflow and to become content. Boundlessness is natural when we reach inflowment.
I love that.
Beautiful.
Yes. And I really like the idea of rhyming and playing with your pre-Ks. That's really an awesome idea. Get you started on the right foot, on the joyful foot.
Yeah. It's a great way to remember them.
That's great.
So thank you for calling, Christine. It's been
you're
a lovely.
welcome. Thank you.
Yeah,
Great
it's been
show,
lovely.
by the way. This is wonderful. Really enjoying
it. Thank you. I was like a wreck with the stuff that's going on, and I'm going, okay.
We had a bit of a mess going on for a while there, but
it's starting to settle down now. Thank you so much for calling in and helping us temper it down. It was good.
Okay, great.
And we're all going to hold you in the pink light of love as you learn to love the I am within you that is you. Good luck with this, Christine.
Thank you so much.
Keep in touch and call in again. Let us know how you're getting on.
Okay, we'll do.
Thanks. Bye-bye, Christine.
Okay, love you all.
Love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So there we have it.
Great. That was lovely. Thank you,
Yes,
listener.
that was. It was really important to hear other people tell their stories. We learn so much when we listen to other stories. Lynn, are you still there?
I am. I'm still here. I wanted to say I love that poem, Geri, and I really would love if you would post it on our Facebook page or whatever page we have.
Yes, actually, I posted it on Facebook, but actually I didn't put it on our page. But I must say I had intended to because I used the lovely picture we have for it. So I'll definitely totally put it on our page. There's one question that in the chat. Someone called the Top Show one night and said listening to tones for each chakra helps rebalance the system. He said the root chakra is 456 hertz. Is this true or helpful? Anybody got an answer to that?
I don't have an answer. I have never studied the sounds, so I couldn't help with that. Tom, what about you?
Well, I have been using the tones for a couple of years. Now, I can't tell you that I get. With the binaurals, I don't feel a whole lot moving me. But with the isochronics, I do. And the nice thing about the isochronic tones is that you don't have to have a headset on when you listen to them. Mm-hmm. You can put them on, and if you go to YouTube and put on an isochronic tone that plays for an hour, you can put other things on top of it, like music or something like that. There are certain frequencies that tap and resonate within certain organs, certain chakras, certain layers of consciousness, and everybody has a theory for it. So you really kind of have to poke around and just see what makes you move. Now,
lost sound again. Lost sound again. The chat room says.
Say that again.
We lost the chat room.
Lost sound. No. The chat room saying they've lost our sound again.
Oh.
Okay. Lost sound again.
Did I hang up?
Hold on. Bob, are you still there?
Bob's got worn out with us.
Nope, I'm here.
He's hanging.
Oh. He's hanging around.
Christine said she's been using the tones for a few months, so she'll use the root chakra tone more.
Can you hear?
No, they can't hear us.
They can't hear. Oh, no.
We're still... I mean, the BTR host is still connected here.
Yeah, I see that.
Yep, and they can't hear us.
Sometimes it takes a few seconds to go down once it's gone down to show.
I've said to try refreshing. I don't know if that's going to help them because it's still up here.
Huh.
How do you refresh? I don't know. Do you just go off and come back on?
On the blog talk, you just refresh the browser. You can't refresh
Not
Skype.
On talk. I'm just on the thing.
On Skype. Yeah, on Skype you can't refresh, as far as I know.
People are refreshing down there on the...
Yeah, I asked them to refresh, so I don't know.
In the Blog Talk studio, I just got a message. We are currently experiencing issues with our host dial-in numbers and guest dial-in numbers. Engineers are working to fix it now. We'll update soon.
So it's Blog Talk totally. At least we managed to let the callers come in. That was lucky. Christine was able to call in.
Yeah.
Bob, while we're hanging around waiting for everybody to catch up with us, Bob, do you do energy healing, like long distance healing with people?
Not as a practice, no.
But you do, right?
I imagine I could.
Of course you could.
No, apparently you can, but I'm just wondering if you kind of like you do it casually. You kind of casually do it. I know you don't professionally do it. Do you? You should maybe, huh?
No.
Think about doing it?
I do sometimes if the higher self allows me to.
If you're inspired. Yeah.
But I don't interfere usually with other people's diseases.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right.
You know.
But when you hear like you say, well, I'm hearing, you know, you allow that information to be exchanged, not necessarily take on their illness or anything like that.
Oh no. It's not that, you know. I'm not trying to be compassionate, but in certain cases, it won't work because I mean I can do my energy work, but if their higher self is not
in alignment, right,
yeah.
right.
It won't work. So I don't. But what I will try. It depends on if I'm working with someone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and, you know, at first I will try to help them identify where the problem is, and I'll help them in that way.
Mm-hmm. You mean a Louise Hay kind of way, like left side, right side?
Yeah, help them identify their own problem, you know, and then help them work on that issue. And if I'm working with somebody that way, and I can see, you know, I will send energy, but only, you know, I only send what their higher. I filter it through the higher self, so they get whatever it is that they need.
Okay.
So, you know, I don't tote myself as an energy healer. I'm an energy facilitator.
Mm-hmm. That's nice.
No, a healing facilitator.
Mm-hmm. That's nice.
Because everybody has to heal themselves.
Well, that's why I said, you know, Linda, basically she's been my quote-unquote doctor since I met her. Because every time I go to a doctor, because I've blown something out from an emotional issue, I have to go to Linda. Because she's the one that gives me the dope slap. You know, so I tell her, I got to go to Linda and get a dope slap because I'm doing something here that I'm in denial about, you know. So, Geri, don't worry, I'm in agrimony too.
I love my agrimony friends.
Well, yes, you seem to attract the whole cluster of us together.
And there's a very good reason for that, I think, because the agrimony are the peacemakers and negotiators of the world, truly. And if they can't come to peace with themselves, we will always have war. And I truly believe that's why I track them so I can help them heal so they can come to peace and help create peace on the earth, like all of us are trying to do. But their role is significant. I truly believe that because they're such chaos addicts. It's all those acrimonies that want to go to war all the time. Stop it.
Geri, are you combative?
No.
No,
it's the negotiators, but they attract chaos. They attract chaos.
Chaos.
Yeah.
Chaos.
Yeah.
Chaos.
We're not of balance. Not when in balance. We're not of balance. Definitely. Relationships and jobs and, just chaos. That's just the acrimony trait when they're not healthy. Everything's chaotic.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, just so you know, more than likely, even if they can't hear us, it's still probably likely to come through on the archive.
Mm-hmm.
So all of this is still being recorded.
Okay.
Very good.
I didn't say any bad words either.
Glad you told us that, though.
This is good. A relaxed conversation is better after I get freaked out. I swear to God, I thought, what did I do? Bob had to rescue our behinds twice, but it wasn't even anything we were doing. So that's good to know. This will come through on the archive. Okay. Let's have a talk.
Yeah, we can still keep talking.
Bob's gone through some really interesting changes in the last year. I think it's a year, right, Bob? You've been on the active upswing here.
Almost a year.
And I dreamt of you having I told you I had dreamt of you having a conversation. You're standing about 20 feet from me, and you were just standing there, having a casual conversation with Bill. And I went, and somebody else said, I always dream of Bob standing and walking around, So we kind of looked, we nodded, and we went, oh yeah, any minute now, And then you sent us out the video that said, look at what I'm doing, and it was awesome. I mean, I didn't bombard you. You were like, all these people were going, whoa, Bob, and I thought, yeah, whoa, Bob. It was wonderful to see. So we all kind of love to see your progress, and we love to see your enthusiasm and your stick-to-itiveness as well.
Yeah, it's looking back, watching that video and then looking back, remembering, when this all first happened. Yeah, it's a huge difference. Difference. But a lot of it, it served its purpose because it gave me unlimited time to do what I needed to do, to research, to actually devote my time to myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't have to worry about anything because everything was taken care of for me. So it really served a major purpose. And because I was in that state, there's really not much to do when you can't move. So I really learned how to go within. That became my world. It was a training. Very, very intense.
like Bob, sit down and do this, right?
Wow.
Well, yeah, it's nice to see. It's nice to watch you in this process.
It was during my time while I was sitting in the hospital bed that I actually made that connection with my higher self, and it became like a permanent connection. I didn't have to tap into it anymore. It was just always there.
So, Bob, I didn't share with Linda how this all came about for you. Can you share that with her in brief? How this was initiated in the first place? And we know it's psychospiritual. We know that, but what was the trigger?
Oh, that's a long story, and you only have 20 minutes. So it really is. It's a long story. It's like me trying to
condense mine into a short story too. It's hard.
But if you want, you can listen to Sierra. I did a whole interview.
That was brilliant, Bob. I listened to that. It was really cool.
Yeah, on Sierra Neblina's 2 hours of my whole story. So.
Oh my goodness.
And that was the shortened version.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow. 20 minutes isn't enough then.
You've been on a big ride.
It was a really, really good show. You should listen to it.
Yes,
really
I guess I should do that. The archives, I'd like that the archives are available. We can go back and listen to shows and catch up with things. And we listen as we can. Yeah. And when, so we have, let's see, trying to get my little clock up. We have another 20 minutes. And we were...
Or you can end at any time that you like, Carmelle, because I'm not sure that this is recording, so it may not matter at all. I'm hoping maybe it will, because it's still showing as being connected, and we're still hearing each other.
Yeah.
And the BTR host is still there. It's just not broadcasting through the switchboard. I'm guessing.
This is like we get to have a conversation and they all get to hear it later. Like I like when they do that. They have those meetings and then they post it for people so they can catch up with the good news. I don't know if you guys want to continue on tonight. What do you guys want to do?
I could still. Do you remember I was going to do the balancing act poem?
Yes, do that. Go ahead.
Because it's pretty relevant. Well, I always find balance is an important thing in any aspect of one's life, and that's really what inspired me to write the poem, because I can be having conversations and you sort of say, well, it's just a balance, isn't it? And you're sort of like, yeah, and then you're talking about something else. It's just a balance, isn't it? Yes, it's a balance. So I really believe life is a balancing act. What is this life? What is it for? Should we do less or should we do more? What makes us lose? How do we win? To have a good life, how do we begin? All of these questions can run through one's mind. Sometimes to the truth we are so blind. But it's time to shift, to change our perception, and to get ourselves moving in a positive direction. I'll tell you straight, and I won't use tact. Life is simply a balancing act. A life that's not balanced gets out of control. It messes up mind, body, and soul. Forget bigger is best. But don't think too small. Don't tell a story too short or too tall. Don't take too much, but don't live in lack. Make it a balance, or you'll get out of whack. Eat enough, but not in excess. When you take that big portion, think about eating less. Give to others, but I ask you please to leave room in your heart to also receive. Allow others to help you, but don't be in need. This is a message I hope you will heed. Embrace friend support and give it in return. Being in balance is the best thing to learn. The moral to this is to pick such a pace throughout your life which is neither to race nor to shuffle, but to be in perfect flow. And living your dreams is all that you'll know.
Awesome. You have beautiful poems. I've never heard your poems.
Oh, you haven't heard them?
Oh, this is my introduction.
There you go. That's one of my favourites, actually. I could read you poetry all night. So when you get stuck, I'll just sort of flip them out. Pick one here and pick one there.
And you read it beautifully. You do a beautiful job reading it. It's really entertaining.
Thank you very much.
Inspiring.
Our jolly Geri.
I enjoy them. It was a lovely little book. So when I meet you all, I'm going to give you one.
Okay. Yeah, that's coming up soon.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. We have a plan for that even.
Yes, we do. We have a date and all.
Mm-hmm.
Bob, is there anything else you would like to add? He's off. Are you there? He's back? Well, let me just say how touched I am that you came and helped and stuck it out with us tonight.
Oh, Bob, you've been we would have been freaking out by now if you hadn't been here.
I would have just
and the sad part about it would have disappointed you because it really wasn't your fault. It was all Blog Talk tonight, and for your first night, it would have been a horrible experience. I'm glad I'm here too.
Thank you so much. The angel sent you, and you obeyed. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much.
Linda, I really want to thank you for hanging in there for the last 12 years. We've been trying to get this together to allow the timing to flow so that this would happen for the benefit of all who participated with us. So thank you very much for sticking it out and for all of your work. I mean, your work has just been, phenomenal. We hear Kaua Pele, he's Brad's running around the country, dropping crystals and stuff like that. And Linda and I, we smile because we go, yeah, she still does that. She still runs around and goes to vortexes and throws crystals in water and things like that. Everything all energetics, on all layers of our reality. So I thank you for all of your focus and attention.
I really appreciate that, and you're very welcome. And
Linda, you're wonderful. You've got so much to teach us all. It was beautiful listening to everything you had to say. I was really enjoying everything you shared with us. Thank you, and thanks for helping Christine through all of that too. That was really, really nice.
Yes, thanks, Christine. In case this goes to the archives, Christine and everybody's going to be having their heart open for you, and And I would say, hoping that you had your heart open for yourself, so you can allow all this to flow for you as well. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do the announcement that we want to meet again, hopefully together, everybody on the 5D Media Network, for tomorrow night on the Remembering, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are going to be, second half of the hour, engaging in a global meditation, a collective meditation, and we're hoping that everyone joins us there and puts their energy best foot forward with intention. Saturday is the transitioning with Bob and Julian and myself. And Sunday is the elemental evolution. Monday is the one people, again with Bob. You're a busy guy, Bob. And we got you here again tonight. So someday we're going to get you a pot of gold for all the contributing that you've done for the 5D Media Network.
I do what I can.
I know you do, and I think that's cool. You sure do. Tuesday night, the Collective Imagination again. Bob's there again. Wednesday, Enjoy with Judy Jandora and Brian Kelly. And then back again to Thursday in the Spiral Journey. The next one's going to go quite differently.
It's going to be way better.
Pretty darn sure. This can't happen twice.
It was good despite the problems. It was really good.
So yeah, I had a good time. I mean, here we go. I want to say thank you to all the listeners and to the call, the people who have been listening and are still listening. It looks like they're still listening.
They're trying to. And Christine's actually just sent me a message on Skype to thank you all very, very, very much for being so helpful and kind to her.
We'll see you all. Yeah, we'll join again together next Thursday night at 8 o'clock and meet you at the other shows during the week. Thanks, everybody. Thank you all for helping.
Good night.
Good night.
All right. Good night, everyone.